Jones looks already smiling and ready to go.
Hey, Michael.
What's up, man?
Haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah,
like 10 days.
Yeah, week or 10.
We picked up this riffraff from Pocatello coming by.
Oh, he got a new truck too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Scott.
Hey, Mike.
How are you? Good. You got a new truck.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I had a knee replacement back in middle of June, and I got a call from the Idaho Department of Fish and Game. She said, Mr. Jones, I'm here calling you to let you know you drew Idaho elk super tag. So that allows me to hunt any area that's open in the state.
I don't think you'll get your truck up this road.
Yeah.
But looked like there were places they'd wallow and stuff.
So I've got a pretty good posse. If you draw a tag like this, get some of your friends that enjoy hunting and you enjoy being with.
Throughout this hunt, you're going to see Mike Spitzer, and you'll see Don. You'll see the other Mike, you'll see Robbie and his daughter Aspen. We're all here to do one thing, to make sure that Scott's new knee replacement doesn't keep him from tagging a great Idaho bull. So Tuesday scout, Wednesday scout, Thursday, boom. You guys have heard me say, right? You do your hunting before season and your killing opening morning.
Get him ready, get him lined up, find the big one he wants to put his tag on because he's got one heck of a tag.
So, I mean, how many people win a super tag or a governor's tag? Not very many. I just feel blessed to be here and be part of it. One of the things that you'll see in this unit, it's kind of where the Great Basin desert country meets some higher alpine. And one of the things that we're noticing just in 2 days is most of the cattle are near where it's greener and wetter. But in this time of year, you're gonna have the elk wanting to stay further away from the cattle because they do compete for forage.
On the side hill. Got a lot of mass. It's pretty sweet. If you ever get a chance to go with somebody who has a tag during the rut and they're bugling, it's well worth your time.
Two spikes and 3 raghorns.
I've shot a few with my bow, but to be able to hunt bulls in the rut with a rifle is a pretty big treat. I think Randy's gonna have to hold my bullets. Killing one is not that big a deal to me. Of course, everybody wants to shoot a big bull. It's really more about the camaraderie, the excitement of hunting, and I do really enjoy the meat.
Yeah, how'd you guys do?
We saw a lot of bulls.
Did you?
There was 10 of them in one basin.
Wow.
And but I don't think we saw as big a ones as you did.
Okay.
And we only saw 4 cows, and they did not have a bull with them.
We had 1 cow. We had a group of 7 cows.
Yeah.
Had a raghorn running them.
Between now and when this hunt ends in 5 days, it's peak rut, and the big bulls are gonna be with the cows. So we have to find as many cow groups as possible and know that those cow groups aren't gonna move a lot.
Oh yeah.
There's a big group of elk down here. I count 11 cows and there's 2 bulls just snorting.
Our cow's just filtering out of there.
Oh, here comes a nice bull. Ooh. Dang.
Yeah.
Boy, he's heavy.
He's heavy.
Look how big his body is. He is a porker.
Wow. He's just tossing that dirt up. Oh wow, that was a log.
Yeah, I'll be dreaming about that bull. I'd love to have one like that. I'd go for smaller, but that'll do too. I'm not looking for a record book bull. I'd like a nice big one, but I'm more of a meat hunter. My wife Lynette loves to cook with elk. If I get a mule deer or an antelope, she says, make that into jerky and bring me some elk to cook with, because it's just one of the best meats out there.
Bugling again. He is wound up. I don't want to lock him in on that one because there's a lot of them out there. But if he sees that one and he gets a shot opportunity, I'm pretty sure that he's going to be taking that shot.
Thought was on sunny days, this is still shaded in the mornings. And there's a ton of springs and stuff down in here and around that corner.
Pretty rough road.
Nothing for a raptor. I met Randy while he was going to college at University of Nevada, Reno. I'm about 5 years older, so I was in the working world. The only hunting we did back then was for cheap beer and a good time.
After we both got married, started to have kids, you know, and you kind of do your own thing.
And we didn't stay in touch all that much. But then one year I drew an archery bull tag in Arizona, but I heard he also drew a tag. So I stopped to visit with him and we went out and scouted and we found a huge one. To this day, it's the biggest bull I've ever seen.
And since then, we do anywhere from 1 to 3 hunts a year where either I join him or he joins me. It causes me to think at my age now just how lucky I am. How having these relationships makes everything about the outdoors so special, so fulfilling. Well, seeing plenty of bulls again this morning, but nothing real big. But it doesn't matter if they look real big on my scope. What really matters is how big they look to Scott Jones.
I kind of judge how big they are by how excited he gets, so.
All right, Scott, the wind's blowing, the smoke is rolled in. Everybody else, all these ATVs have packed up and left. We haven't seen an elk for a half hour and they quit bugling.
I think it's time to go to the camper.
With so many people here to help, it makes sense to split up and cover as much terrain as possible. The last evening of scouting was me, Michael the camera guy, Scott, and Mike Spitzer. We're gonna go up high, we're gonna drop Mike off on one knob and we're gonna go out on this ridge. And then Mike Cowan and Don, we're gonna go way over to the west because Don and Mike Spitzer had found a really, really nice bull and they brought us footage of it.
And between all three of us, we're well spread out and we can cover all these bases.
All right, well, wave us down if you see a big one over there.
I will. Let's see.
Yeah.
Jumping up and down.
All right.
All right.
I'll come pick you up at dark.
Sounds good.
If the Ford will start.
I hope so.
Good luck.
Thanks, Mike.
Boy, that's
But
that is a big frame.
We spotted a bull we haven't seen yet. He's another one on the hit list.
He's a big one.
He's a big one. Huge frame. His thirds are kind of short, but he's a whopper.
Well, we told Mike he's over there on that ridge. We told him we'd go pick him up and hang out with him for a little bit. For the last bit of light, we got about 30 minutes left. That night, we didn't really see anything spectacular. Mike Spitzer saw a big group of elk with a nice bull in it way off to the west. Scott's like, well, I'd shoot this one or I'd shoot that one and I'd be happy with any of them.
I did want to get a nice one, but it didn't have to be great big.
He said, Randy, I just want to have a bunch of friends here, share this experience, even though it's my tag, and whatever bull I end up with, that's what I end up with.
There were a couple in there, a couple at a distance, but it was pretty quiet. There was a Polaris Ranger down below, quieted him down, saw a cow and a calf on the way out, but pretty quiet.
All right, well, thanks for hiking in there.
Sure.
Season opens in the morning. Scott's got a whole list. Just like, yeah, that one will do, that one will do, that one will do. See if we can call him in. Shoot him. Be back here eating tenderloin by noon. When we left opening morning, I don't know that we really had a bull that's like, that's the one. And so we get up there, like we do opening morning. You show up well before sun up. And in the dark, you could just hear bugles over here, bugles down there, bugles across here.
Right out of the get-go, spotted number 2.
It's still too dark to tell, but there's a bull with about a dozen cows out here. He might be the bull from last night. He's got great big fronts.
There was action on both sides of the ridge that we were on.
I see him, he's right behind that tree. Between all the cows, there's probably 40 cows there, and there's 3 mature bulls, and I'd say 1 slightly subordinate and 2 dominant bulls. Either of those were really, really nice bulls that Scott said, oh, I'll take either of them.
So we've spotted number 2 bull, and he had a bunch of cows, but another big bull has come in and they were fighting, and they ended up down in the trees. We can't see them. We've got a hunter over across the canyon from him trying to call him.
So towards the end of the morning, Randy went on up a little higher, and I went up to talk to him.
Scott comes walking up to me, he's like, man, those are 2 nice bulls. I really would like to shoot something like that, but it's the first day. Don't let me get too excited. I'm like, well, that's completely up to you, however you want to do it.
And he's looking through a spotting scope, and as I'm talking, and he says, oh, wow, look at this one.
And Scott looks in my spotting scope, and he turns to me and says, I gotta get my stuff.
He just spotted the biggest one in the morning. He's really nice. I'm gonna go get my gun. Okay.
And he takes off running, and I don't have any footage of this bull, no digiscoping, nothing. And I will say, of all the hunts we've ever been on, that moment right there was the most excited I've ever seen Scott on one of our hunts. Should we try to get to this tree? We still got shadows. So the bull is coming from south to north up this drainage, and he disappeared in this humongous drainage of aspens. Let's go and try to cut him off. Because if this guy's all alone, he's not gonna be probably bugling. He's probably not gonna be pushing cows. We're just gonna have to wait him out.
We cleared a spot. We just kind of waited for them for a little while because they were still, it was late in the morning and they were still bugling away. There had to have been, what, a half dozen bulls in that basin.
You know, I'm blessed that I get to travel to a lot of the hunting meccas of the West. I have never been in a situation where I saw that many bull elk from one area, heard that many bull elk, and had the intensity of the bugling and rutting activity what it was on this hunt.
He's walking through there. He's tearing something up. Yeah, not far away. Scott, shut one in the chamber. Go ahead. Oh, he's clunking hard. How far is that? That's right here. 50 to 180. He's gonna come right up with all these other ones here. They're just about past. I'm just gonna be patient.
It is crazy. Well, out in front and slightly up north of us, probably 400 yards, there's a group of cows in there. You can just hear them. And I don't know how many bulls, 5 or 6 different bulls are just tearing it up down there.
I've never heard that much clunking in my life. A lot of nice bulls around, but this guy, he's way more than nice. I couldn't get any digiscope footage of him before he dove into these aspens here. But if we see him, it'll be like, that's him. We're starting to get a pretty consistent uphill wind. So we're gonna drop over into this little gully and go down and find a shaded spot of little aspens. And we're just gonna wait there. There's a big water hole here and a big water hole there. And the other day, those elk came right up out of here. I know he's here. I'm just not gonna mess him up. We're gonna kill him.
So I told the guys, I'm like, look, I'm gonna go out of this patch of aspens through this little gulch over on that other ridge, and I'm gonna sit in those aspens where no elk is ever gonna see me, and I'm just gonna lay on the cow call.
That bull didn't have any cows with him, or if he did, I couldn't see him. He might come out here to investigate, and if he does, Scott's got a 220 yard shot right there.
And the risk of trying to call a bull in at that point was there were so many bulls, the odds of it being the one that we wanted is really slim. And if you bring a bull in and he circles downwind of your position and he smells you, you're gonna get the alarm bark and he's gonna take off running to where all the rest of the elk are, and they're gonna head 3-4 miles away. And so it gets to be, I don't know, 11:30 or so. Scott's like, well, let's go back to camp and let's rendezvous with everybody. I want to come back, and this is the bull I want to try kill. We're gonna go back, compare notes with the rest of the crew, but I think a good strategy tonight would be to have people over where Robbie is, someone either above us or just below us, and cover this whole thing.
Don and Mike and Bitzer had been at another location up higher, and we met them down at camp and told them, you know, why don't you guys just come with us for the evening hunt?
So we cram down our sandwiches, we jump in our vehicles, and all of us go up on this ridge.
For me, it's just so much nicer to have a a few good friends with good eyes and good hunt ethics, and that just, for me, that makes it more special.
I got a good feeling about tonight. It's that good old-fashioned feeling. Something's gonna happen. I think Scott's gonna be in the right place at the right time.
The right one's gonna step out, and it's gonna be over.
Robbie and Aspen go way over to the south where they can look up the drainage. And Mike and Don said, well, we'll stay up high.
And Randy, Michael, and I went down to where we had set when Randy was cow calling, trying to get Big Hank to come out of the Quakies. We set up like 15 vertical feet higher than what we had set up earlier, and thank goodness we did.
A big old bull elk in the rut needs to water at least twice a day. I told Scott, I said, man, it would be a shame if we were not set up over that water hole when he came in to water at midday.
Okay, there's something coming. By the water tank. Yeah. I just saw it coming through the brush.
A little calf comes in and waters and loops around, and then a cow comes in and waters, and all of a sudden you can hear a little bit of branches breaking, and he's bugling now, full on bugle.
He's right at the bottom, I think. There's an elk. There's an elk coming from the left of the water hole. It's not a bull.
We saw some cows come in and water, and the bugling got going more and more. And
well, it didn't take long for cows up the drainage and down the drainage to start meowing and calling, and the bulls are like, okay, better get out of bed. And I'm thinking, all right, whatever bull that is, he's gonna step out here pretty soon.
after sitting there for, say, 2 hours, Michael says, oh, I see him.
Oh, I see his body, yeah.
And I can see his head doing this stuff, but I have no idea if it's the bull from that morning or if it's some new bull. Who knows what this bull is?
He's coming out now. Oh, he's coming out now.
I could instantly tell it was the bull we'd seen in the morning. He's got these dark antlers, big mass, way back.
And Randy cow called, but he stopped with a bush right across his kill.
That's him. He's not broke either. You got him. Shoot again.
Good shot, Scott.
You got him.
I short stroked it and jacked it again and got a shell in there.
Got him. Perfect. Right.
Good job,
Perfect.
Scott.
He's going down. He's going down. He is down, Scott Jones!
That's a nice bull.
That is the one from this morning. Woo-hoo! 2 shots right in the boiler. Yes! He's the one from this morning. He's not
beautiful,
broke.
man. I mean, he is just beautiful.
That was quite a rush. I'm kind of glad it didn't happen in the morning. I didn't have two, front and rear rest. My newly replaced knee was kind of wobbling a little bit. I had to stand up straight and lock them.
Thanks, Randy. Thank you so much. Oh, you got it on film.
Scott was just looking at me like, I can't believe it.
Right over the edge.
Okay.
You see him?
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought that was a tree.
And we all just stood back and let Scott walk up to the bull by himself.
Oh yeah.
That'll do in a pinch, eh, Scott?
I'm tickled, guys. Thank you so much for all your help.
I so appreciate these guys coming and helping. It just makes it more special.
That's awesome, Scott.
Yeah, he's a beauty. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you for all you do, Scott Young. This was about a special person who goes out of his way to help anybody and everybody. And I am so grateful to have a friend like Scott Jones.
Just the body on this bull and his neck. And I mean, I've shot a lot of cows and one spike, and it's at least double the meat on this guy. When it come to the pack out too, there's several hundred pounds of meat there, but it was sure nice to have several people to help pack it out. We got back to camp late, visited a little bit, and everybody slept hard.
World's biggest elk tenderloin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That thing is huge.
If I ever do draw another tag like this, I'll try to do the same, get some good friends to come along.
Congratulations, Scott. We're all very happy for you.
Pretty fine breakfast.
Sure.
Big Hank tenderloin.
Yeah, thanks for shooting the breakfast, Scott.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for packing it out. I'd still be up there.
And thanks for letting us be a part of this special week. And mostly, thanks for being such a great friend.